The historical timeline of scientific inventions in the Philippine history. We have pre-Spanish period, Spanish colonial period, American period and post-Commonwealth era, Marcos era, and the last one is the Fifth Republic. Pre-Spanish period. The Philippines has a few written information with regards to its society, culture, and technology before the Spanish arrived. We relied on archaeological findings to trace the beginning of how the Filipinos live with the use of society and technology. These archaeological findings show that modern man from Asian mainland first came overland on across narrow channels to live in Batangas and Palawan about 48,000 BC. They settled in different areas across the country and made simple tools and weapons of stone flakes and later developed new skills like sewing and polishing stones. During 3000 BC, they learned to produce adze ornaments of seashells and pottery that prospered for 2,000 years until competition arrived with the Chinese porcelains. Eventually, they learned how to use metals as their tools, and so-called Iron Age lasted until the 3rd century BC to the 11th century AD. During this time, Filipinos were involved in ore mining such as copper, gold, bronze, and iron. Early Filipinos have also engaged themselves into weaving, shipbuilding, mining, and farming that led them in creating the finest products of engineering, which is the Banawi rice terraces. And in this period, early Filipinos built a refined plank-built warship called Caracoa that will suit for inter-island trade. And there are records indicate that trading relationships have existed and established between the Philippines, China, and Vietnam in that period. Before the Spaniards came, Filipinos were already aware of activities and practices related to science and technology. They have learned the curative values of plants and able to extract the medicine out of it. They had an alphabet, counting methods, weights, and measurement system, and the calendar that they based on the period of the moon. Spanish colonial period. When the Spaniards colonized the Philippines, it has contributed the growth of science and technology in the country. They have introduced formal education and founded scientific institutions. Parish schools were established where they taught religion, reading, writing, arithmetic, and music. Later on, they have established colleges and universities around the country, including the oldest university in Asia, which is the University of Santo Tomas. Medicine was prioritized during Spanish colonization, especially in the later years. And Spaniards made contributions in the field of engineering by constructing government establishments, churches, bridges, and forts. The galleon trade made a big impact in the economic growth of the Philippines. Spaniards gave priority to the galleon trade due to its potential to make huge profits. Suez Canal was built visiting each other countries for Europeans and Filipinos was made possible and probably influenced by the rapid development of scientific ideals brought by the Age of Enlightenment. American period and post-Commonwealth era. The Americans replaced Spaniards after they ruled the country, and the progress of science and technology has under their rule. And there are establishments that they established in that period. The Bureau of Government Laboratories was made on July 1, 1901 by the Philippine Commission and was later on replaced by the Bureau of Science in 1905 that became a primary research center of the country. On December 8, 1933, the National Research Council of the Philippines was established. The Bureau of Science was replaced by the Institute of Science in 1946. During the regime of Carlos P. Garcia in the 1958, the Philippine Congress passed the bill entitled the Science Act of 1958, which goal is to establish the National Science Development Board. Marcos era. It was only during the Marcos presidency where science was given importance. It was clearly stated by the former president in the Philippine Constitution, amended in 1973, that in terms of national advancement, priority shall be given in the advancement of science and technology. Marcos declared that there is a need for science in public high school, and with the help of Department of Education in partnership from the National Science Development Board, it aims to provide science teaching equipment for a period of 4 years. In 1968, he also recognized that technology was the top reason in economic development and gave extra funds to support projects in applied science and science education. In 1969, he allotted large amount of war damage funds to private universities to encourage them to courses that focus on science and technology and research. In 1970, he emphasized that by upgrading the science curriculum and teaching equipment is crucial to the science development program. One of his greatest contributions is the establishment of Pag-asa, which functioned to give environmental protection and to utilize scientific knowledge to ensure the safety of the nation. In 1989, he also established campuses of Philippine Science High School in the Visayas and Mindanao. Fifth Republic. After the term of President Marcos, Corazon Aquino replaced him in the presidential seat, and on her term 1986, she replaced the National Science and Technology Authority to the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST. Corazon Aquino said that science and technology development should be on the top 3 priorities in the government to implement the development plan they have made. In July 1992, President Fidel V. Ramos reported his State of the Nation address that there were improvements with regards to science and technology. It was during the Fifth Republic where the government provided 3,500 scholarships for students who are interested in taking up courses related to science and technology. It was also during this time when science and technology personnel were given priority by the government by approving the Republic Act No. 8439 in 1997, which entitled Magna Carta for Science and Technology Personnel. In 1998, during President Joseph Estrada's term, the internet was pushed for the advancement of schools and industry. Then it was under the term of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo when science and technology reached its golden age. Numerous laws and projects related to science were made to push technology forward to increase the economic level of the country, like RA 9367 or the Biofuels Act that promotes the development and usage of biofuels throughout the country. In 2014, Benigno Aquino honors 4 scientists who gave huge contribution in the scientific field that geared towards the advancement of science and technology of the country.